Thank you very much for the kind introduction, Roslyn. I'll try to build on what was said before. Yeah, just like all those talks bring memories how I started to be interested in participatory democracy itself. And I remember before crisis hit Ireland, it happened in Iceland. And I remember following up how a new constitution in Iceland was crowdsourced when they brought people together into one room, kept them for a week, as far as I remember. It happened a long time ago. And I thought, why it cannot happen in Ireland? And then I came across of the letter which was written by Oliver Moran in the Irish Times about Second Republic. And I thought that I should get involved in it. I think it was November 2010. I participated in a number of Skype calls, like there are people here, Donald, there is Niall, John sitting, and of course Jonathan Victory got involved in the process themselves. And I remember when we came to talk to TDs about Constitutional Convention, I think it was probably November or December 2010. And it was clear that the Constitutional Convention is going to go ahead, but in different from Iceland ways. So 50% of there will be participation from elected representatives as well. From that point of time, I felt that to engage people and to help them to participate meaningfully in political processes between elections, they have to be able to do it in an informed way. Information is power, obviously, and we generate lots of information on the daily basis, and the information generated all around us. And that's what I'm going to talk in the next couple of minutes. So, a couple of weeks ago, for example, I read in The Economist that 5 most valuable listed firms in the world, just in the first quarter of 2017, generated 25 billion in revenues. So it's Google, Amazon, Apple, Facebook, and Microsoft. How they made so much money? The answer is by combining different sources of data. The simplistic answer is. These corporations are able to extract valuable information from different sources. So even if you don't use Facebook or Google, most of you probably carrying a personal tracking device, don't you? It's called mobile phone. And this thing leaks information about you in at least 3 different ways. By connecting to 3 nearest GSM antennas, by trying to connect to nearest Wi-Fi routers, and you probably downloaded for free many applications. And for free, it means that you are paying with your personal data for those applications. Those people who develop those applications, they need to make living. So they collect your personal data and resell it on secondary market. This data is combined with other sources of data, like travel card data, data which most of you generate by using social networks, and of course with your credit card transactions. So if you are in the United States today, Google will get 70% of all your credit card transactions now. So algorithms already involved in getting valuable insights of the data where you are, with whom you are connected, what you buy, so it affects your life. And all this data is perfectly machine readable. It's full of extremely valuable metadata, which is a fancy term for data about data. And it's almost real time. But governments and corporations also produce lots of data. Should citizens benefit from it? I say yes, they should. So for example, we all have a few things in common. One of which, sooner or later, we all get sick. will get unwell. And when it happens, especially when you get really sick, you would like to probably to know in which accident and emergency department, has the shortest waiting time. And you actually can see how much you need to wait for accident and emergency department right now, and it's real-time data. But you have to live in 6 countries on the north. So let's take a leap of faith and click on. Yeah, that's preloaded. You see, like this data is live from the web, and it's 40 minutes old. So in the north, like you can see in each and every hospital how long you need to wait. So in some it's 28 minutes, in one hospital, another it's 5 minutes, there is 10 minutes, and below you can see when is the best time to get unwell to go to the hospital. So like if you're doing it during working hours, you'll be better off. Right, where is my, what's here? Oh, like another example I can give you. Would you be interested in information which area is safe, for example? And you can also get this data from the website, but also you need to live in the United Kingdom. So there is police.uk, for example. And like I know only one code, or only one postcode where I used to live in Belfast. So I entered here, and I can go and can drill down to each and every investigation, to each and every crime what's happened on the street level. So you can see that one bicycle was stolen on that corner, and that criminal damage was done. And you can go to more details. And you can see on which stage the investigation is. So how is it possible? They also combine different sources of data. There is a crime data on street level, and which was published under open license, and that allowed the developers of this application to combine this with OpenStreetMaps, which is an open source map. And people, like if you are new to the area and you want to know which route is safer for your children to go to school, you can use this information, and police can use this information to allocate resources to certain areas. At OpenKnowledge International, we believe that it's not only big corporations and governments should benefit from data produced by us and all around us. We all should. And we believe that everyone should be empowered to take data-driven, evidence-based decisions on daily basis about how we live, things we buy, routes we take to school, health choices we make, or charities we donate to. We defined what open data is in 2004, and we've been working with governments around the world, advocating to them the benefits of making data available in non-proprietary machine-readable formats, so it can be reused by others and put in work, and by developing data management tools and publishing them under open licenses so they can be deployed locally anywhere in the world. Two of the best known tools we developed, one is Comprehensive Knowledge Archive network called CKAN, and that's the piece of software empowering open data portals for central local governments all around the world. So government of Canada using it, government of Australia is using it, and most importantly, the government of Ireland is using it for data.gov.au. And another one is open spending, which was initially designed to help citizens to understand how decisions made around budgets. Moving, bringing it back to Ireland. First we were established in 2013 as a local group, and then in 2014 we formed an official chapter for OpenKnowledge. And one of the first projects which we got involved ourselves was charity data. I think in May 2014 we were approached by a guy who worked for concerns called Adrian O'Flynn, who asked us to help to regain trust in charities with the use of data they produce. So we thought it's a good idea, and we promised him to see what we can do. And you have to understand that all charities make their annual reports available on their websites already. So the information is public. Some charities publish their reports in PDF formats on their website. Others publish scanned PDFs, which you can, you have to download, and you have to, to make sense to find the figures you are looking for. And how you go to compare, there are tens of thousands of charities, one charity with another. You're going to download each and every annual report, and it's not possible. So to create a pilot, basically, we've got together, and Adrian and Flora, who is with us today, Flora Fleischer, she was the driving force in this project. We got together, we developed a methodology based on the UK Statement of Recommended Practice Accounting and Reporting for Charities called SOP. We downloaded 24 annual reports. We found the necessary figures for 21 figures between pages 35 and 47 in those reports. We keep them, we type them into the database. And then we dropped those figures into the open spending, about which I was talking about. Basically when we used, the data was available for 2012, and that's how the data was presented in one day. So you could click on it, and you can drill down into each and every figure. And we did our best on information which was available then. In the next 6 months we presented the project to Department of Public Expenditure Reform. I think about 4 times. We presented it to charity regulator, we presented it to the charities, 1 time in concerns office. And the idea was very simple from us, that we create a secure platform for charities to enter 21 figures from their annual reports. And the government on their side provides them with motivation. Charities receive billions, I think it's 3.2 billion annually from the government. And so for government to provide the motivation for charities to share their data in useful formats should be easy. If you want to get money, you just need to enter those 21 figures. And this data would be time-stamped, it would be authenticated on the background, and it would be available for anybody to build applications on top of it. So donors, funders, and regulators can withdraw insights out of this data. how did it work? Did it fly? No, it didn't. Like, a concern was very open to it, and big charges like truck around. Others preferred to ignore, and the government went another route. Like I can talk in when we have questions about it, if you are interested. The another project we worked on is a hospital waiting list. In 2015, a National Treatment Patches Fund started to publish hospital waiting lists on their websites, and they did it on monthly basis, and they published, like, there is information about 42 hospitals, inpatients and outpatients, so they published 84 PDF documents on their websites. How are you going to compare one hospital with another? You're going to download, again, 84 documents and started to compare one sheet with another. So, like, we, for about 5 months, we are scraping this information from those PDFs, which takes a lot of work, and making it available in interactive format, so people can choose where they live, they can choose specialty they're looking for, and can get some insights out of this data. In about 2 years after we started the work, and it was lots of advocating involved in it, the government started to publish this data. The National Treatment Patches Fund started to publish this data on data.gov.au in CSV format, and we received a budget of 5,000 to run 4 workshops, and we are going to rebuild this this dashboard using this funding, just to demonstrate that when the data is available in open machine readable formats, it's much more useful than when it's available in PDFs. And the idea would be, just like we're talking about participatory budgeting and whole day, and to get people to participate meaningfully, you need to be able to combine different sources of data. And to be able to do it, it needs to be interoperable, it needs to be permanent, and it needs to be trustful. So just to finish that, the data consistency is a big issue. Like, even the data which is published, like when we started, there was literally 0 open data sets. Now there is almost 5,000 data sets on data.gov.au. How many of them useful? That's another question. And this data, today is on data.gov.au. Tomorrow, if it disappears, for example, nobody will ever notice. And it can go with a switch of the button. There is plenty of examples from other countries, like the United States, for example, how much when one president replaces another, how much data is get lost. I can hear from Keith and from other people who are trying to build on top of the data some kind of application, that the funding is a big problem. There is no business model. Like, I don't see Keith making even, we're not talking about profit, but to keep it going on the long term is very hard. Gus just said that deep change takes time, and that's very true. Because looking back, when I started, for example, like one of the first projects, one of the ideas we started to play was this hospital waiting list, and it was in 2012. So it's 5 years now. We are able to, we've got data. It took 5 years. I asked at the last Open Data Governance Board meetings, the representative of eHealth Ireland, how long will it take us to get information, real-time data from accident emergency units, so like we can make in 26 countries in the north the same real-time dashboard for people to know to which hospital to go to. And the answer is, it's between 5 to 7 years from now. So it will take, like from 2012 until, like, it will take 10, 12 years. I don't know, like anybody who, like we are building the road by walking it. That's another good thing which was said. But like you cannot walk this road on empty stomach, right? So like you need to refuel, and how to make it long term, how to get people interested into it throughout, to join you on this road, which obviously it's difficult to say where it leads and where it ends. It's a big challenge, and you need, like, people ask, like, how can I get this data, sort of that. Like I ask, like, do you have 3 years or 5 years of your time to follow this topic? And most of us don't. So, like, I think I'll finish here. I'm happy to answer your questions.